So one of the issues that I have with the camera is that in general, these kinds of cameras, these little gimbals, if you will. Welcome to the Better Buy, where I give you the information you need on the stuff that you want so you can make the better buy. In this video, I'm going to try and save you from making an impulse decision that you might regret. Let's get into it. First off, this is the DJI Pocket 3, and it is an exceptional camera. In general, this is not going to be a massive overview. This is just going to be my first response, but I think I'm going to give you some valuable thoughts that would help you make a buying decision at this point. The case itself is incredible. If you're going to get the Pocket 3, like you're going to get it, you just need to get the Creator Combo Bundle. Like, the value that you get out of this bundle is so much better than what you get with just the other thing, and I'll have the comparison coming up on the screen. It doesn't make sense not to get the bundle at that point. All right, it is a $700 price point, but it just doesn't make sense to me if you're going to get into this whole style of filmmaking and this kind of product. So that, exceptional. I love the case. I love that it's got basically a sealed zipper here. The materials are top notch. First experience with it, the construction quality, the manufacturing, it's DJI. They've done an amazing job. It is very fun to turn on. So, you know, the flippy screen thing, that's just fun. I'm going to leave that sticker on there for a second, but you can see that's kind of how this works. This is not going to be a full walkthrough, like I said. I'm going to do that in another video. But as far as like turning it off and on, super fun. And then there's a lot you can do with this screen. I'm not sure how confident I am about having this screen out like this, because when you're holding it just like this, you really kind of have to finger hold it, if you will, and I don't love that experience. Personally, I think I would prefer it. You can film with it just like this, like you can set the settings so that it stays in this mode if you want, and that's probably more a safer way to do it. But it's just something to consider. Something that you're going to experience when you hold it, if you get one, is you're kind of finger holding it as opposed to like actually holding it, because this screen gets in the way and you have to hold it down here, which is why they give you all of these mounts. Now, this is one of my first issues with this camera in general, is you basically need to have this mount on here. All right. Now, they do give you the pass-through, okay, right here, so you can get the charging still going. But you have to have this mount for any quarter thread mounting, okay? So this also is what gives you what I would consider a true hand grip. Now this is a usable length. So I get that, you know, by not having to keep this on here, they keep it shorter, but like in general, this is the length that you're gonna wanna have as a minimum to use the camera, okay? So that's that. Obviously, with the Creator Bundle, you're getting the extended battery grip. You're also getting the tripod, which I think is a must if you're going to do this camera at all. You have to put a tripod on it. And then obviously, you're also going to be putting, watch this, this becomes my next sort of issue with the camera, is that by the time you go from the basic option all the way to where I think most people would need to use it, you've got a pretty long little item here, okay? So it no longer becomes a pocket item as easily. Now, obviously, you can put it there, but it's not quite the same. So the tripod is, in my opinion, a must, and I'm going to talk about all those features in a later video. But overall, really, really nice construction. I think it's pretty well thought out for the most part. The way that everything clicks on and off and all that kind of stuff is satisfying. So they've done a good job. I don't know why I'm putting all these back, but anyway, I'm just doing it. So one of the issues that I have with the camera is that in general, these kinds of cameras, these little gimbals, if you will, while they do a fine job with this axis, right, and this axis, the tilt and the roll axis, they do okay here. They give you almost basically nothing. I mean, there is nothing for the vertical axis. So when you are filming, you still get that up and down motion, even if the rest of it is smooth. And my problem with that is, well, that's the problem, is you end up with this up and down jitter, and you'd have to correct it in post, and it doesn't seem like they've given you that option right now. I wish they would have put like what's in the Rocksteady Plus, it's in the Action 4, or something like what GoPro has done, or, you know, what even Insta360 has done with their steady software. Something in here to steady this a little bit better. They've given you basically just the manual option, mechanical option for this, and I think that's a major flaw of this camera. If they could put the optical image stabilization that they have going on with the Action 4 in this, then I think this would be a much better device. And I don't know if that's possible software-wise or anything like that. That's up to DJI. Okay, I'm gonna put this back. Oh, one other thing that I think is stupid about this is that you have to supply your own SD card. Okay, let me see if I can I even get this out? There it is. And this is an Insta360 SD card. I guess that's sort of a plug for them, even though they're not the ones that this video is about. I do love Insta360. I'll talk about that in my comparison. However, the fact that you spend $700 plus, I can't even get this thing back in. What are we doing here? Wow, that was actually interesting. $700 plus, and you don't even get an SD card with it is kind of silly to me. Like, I get that all of us sort of have SD cards, but I happen to not have one with me when I was opening this, and I realized, crud, I gotta pull my SD card from the other one just to do test footage. One thing that I think makes this creator bundle just worth it from the start is the mic, okay? Like, this adds exceptional value to this entire thing, and it might make it what is the driving force for you to get this. I'm gonna, like I said, do some comparisons, but in my opinion, I don't really know where this camera fits, because at a $700 price point, there's just so many other options. This one is not waterproof, it's not very durable. Obviously, you've got the gimbal aspect, but if the goal of the gimbal aspect is to steady your filming, then there's a lot better options out there for much lower price point. The only thing that I would say that this really adds that other cameras wouldn't is the ability for it to track you, because it's got the gimbal so it can move. You can do moving shots like that where you're not having to actually hold the camera, it just does it for you. That's an added benefit of this, but I think in most scenarios people are going to be holding the camera and you can turn it and move it and stuff like that. So to me, the only value that the gimbal adds is when the camera is sitting still and you want it to move from one thing to the next. Or if you're walking with it, it does add stabilization, but I don't think it's better than the other action cameras on the market. These are my first thoughts on this camera. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would really love to know what your first thoughts are. Forget camera quality we can discuss. It's got incredible camera quality. Like, all of that I think is solid. But as far as like the actual use case for this, I'm having trouble understanding the thinking behind this product in general, justifying it. I was really excited about it. It looks awesome, but then I started thinking about like how I would use it, and I have the Insta360 X3, the 360 camera, and that camera, it's the quality is not as good. I'll talk about it. We'll do some comparisons, but it allows for me to do more, and I can do tracking shots, and it's all done in post, and the quality is the issue for that one. So that would be a reason why you would need this. But I think you really need to consider, what are you trying to film with this camera? Like, what are the videos that you're trying to make? And if this camera fulfills the right checkboxes, then it's a great option for you. But I'm not sure that it's a better option than just an action camera from either DJI or GoPro or even Insta360. So these are my first thoughts. Again, I'd love to hear yours in the comments. I'm going to do a whole lot more testing with this one. I got it within the first 24 hours. I've been running a bunch of personal tests so I could share some of my thoughts, but hopefully that gives you some information that isn't that out there already, and I'm looking forward to giving you more. As always, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.